Good morning, hope you're well. Welcome to my little talk on my Resilience Cubes channel, where I talk about, resilience. I talk about, how can we, each of us, tap into that resilience that is in our DNA. I've said this several times, but for those of you that haven't heard the message, resilience is literally in our DNA. The fact that you are right here listening, or wherever you are listening to this right now, means thousands upon thousands of your ancestors. In one bit of research, it suggests that over 400 years, over 4,000 of our ancestors needed to have survived for us to be standing and be alive right now. Over 4,000 of your ancestors, right? Over 4,000 of your ancestors survived. For those of you in the UK, that means they survived without an NHS. For those of us in modern day countries, they survived without hospitals, right? They survived without modern day medicine. They survived without Starbucks. They survived without a mocha latte. They survived, without paracetamol, without ibuprofen, without having plasters for every little cut that they had. They survived, so you could be here right now. So I don't want to hear it about resilience, right? The difference is, and the point that I'm trying to make in these posts, is that we need to unlock it. We need to understand how we can unlock it. And there isn't a one-size rule that works for everybody. Sometimes it's through tragedy. In fact, often it's through difficulties. It's through life-changing, or maybe in some cases life-affirming challenges that come upon us, where we somehow find a way to unlock it. I know that's what happened to me on a couple of occasions. I know that. Maybe I wouldn't have found my own resilience without that. I don't know. All I'm saying is, my own research, and I've read a lot and gone to a lot of the experts in resilience, that it's in our DNA. It is in our DNA. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to tap into it? I don't want to hear, because I can. That's not it, right? On Fridays, I do resilience stories. I tell you about people who have gone through life-challenging situations and have managed to come out the other side. These weren't superhumans. These weren't special people. You read their stories, right? I've shared some of them. I've got playlists with them on. I've talked about them in other posts, right? These are regular people like you and I, yet have found a key accidentally. So the reason why I do this channel is, how can we discover resilience on purpose? How can we be resilient on purpose? How can we build a resilience practice such that when those challenges of life come, we can't know in advance what they are, but we're as best prepared as possible, because we've got a toolkit, we've got our armor ready to deal with whatever life faces us. It's not a simple thing. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for someone who's ready to keep making excuses about why they can't do it. It's for those who are willing to say, I don't know, but I'm going to try. I don't know, but I see that there are thousands of millions of people throughout history that have been resilient, and they're just like me. They look like me. They sound like me. They've made it. They've found a way to be resilient. Today, I've taken up so much of the talk, I didn't even of this, but that's what I've been guided to say, so that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about Lemn Sissay. Look him up. I'll share a link. British Ethiopian, who got put into the care system at a very young early in the UK. Mistakenly, his mum wanted him back, but they ignored her communication, and he stayed in the care system. Had a horrendous time, horrific time, from one place to the other, the way he was treated. Just getting a bit, just as I'm thinking about the things that he went through right now. But he found a way, as a young boy, he found a way to be resilient. He found a way such that now he can pass his stories on to you and I. In his 2019 autobiography called My Name Is Why, he didn't even know his real name. He thought his name was Norman Green or Norman Greenwood, I can't remember. He didn't realize that he was Ethiopian heritage. His name was Lemn Sissay. So what I want to tell you is, even though it might be difficult, even though it looks hard, even though it doesn't look like you can get through what you're going through. I've spoken to and read about and listened to the stories of so many people who have gone through, you talk about abuse, talk about emotional abuse, physical abuse, women that have run to shelters, an abusive partner, have been beaten up, have been on death's door, right? There are so many stories, resilient stories of people like you and I who've managed to tap into their resilience that is in their DNA. So my encouragement is to you is to don't take my word for it, right? Go and look for yourself, right? If you don't believe me about these resilient stories, the information is there. We've got Google, right? We've got ChatGPT. You can create a prompt and say, go and find these stories and send me all the links, and you will find them. Tap into your resilience that is in your DNA. It's your birthright. Bless up and one love. Peace.